How much money do we spend in this lifestyle, and is it cheaper to do this life versus living in a condo? So this video is all about our monthly expenses.
Hey guys, welcome to another Brown Van Life video. My name is Karthik, this is my wife Sim, and we're your favorite Indian van life couples traveling from Toronto, Canada, all the way down south to Patagonia.
We have divided our expenses into 4 sections. First is our living cost.
The second is everything related to the van.
Third cost is the cost related to being a nomad.
And the last cost is all the travel related expenses that go in traveling the countries that we're traversing right now.
Before I jump right into the living expense section, I want to say that these are our personal experiences. Things could vary depending on your financial situation, your priorities. Everyone has their own way of spending money.
I looked at my statements from over the past 18 months of travel. So I averaged down everything that we've done, and we have come up with this realistic number of what you could potentially be spending if you have very similar spending habits like us.
Our first major living expense is the food cost. The food cost is primarily divided into 2 sections, eating out and one is groceries. And because we are such big foodies and we love Indian food, we do spend a lot of money on our groceries. So on an average, I would say $10 a day. So $300 a month is how much our grocery bill can be. And then eating out is a different chapter.
We definitely don't push back when it comes to eating out. We're in new countries, we want to try out new cuisines that we cannot make ourselves, and we just want to indulge in everything there is local. But we do, of course, have a max cap again. Eating out comes out to be around $400, which is around $100 a week, or
$100.
$100 a week or $50 per person, which is really not that bad if you think about it.
We make sure that we are not eating out too much. I'll make sure we eat at least 1 meal a day in the van. So that gives us a variety. At the same time, we both love home cooked food.
Dal chawal, zindabad.
Another very small cost, which was actually very insignificant up until we were in Canada and US, is the cost of drinking water and filling up our tank. In US and Canada, we had free
potable water.
Since entering Mexico and all the way to Central America, you cannot fill up your tank with drinking water. So we keep buying these big bottles of plastic bottle and refill them. And that can be around 50 cents per refill, and we fill it every 2 days. So that's $15 a month, the cost of drinking water.
The next major living cost is lodging for us. And lodging can really vary depending on the country you're in. When we were in Canada and the US, there were so many boondocking opportunities where the costs were almost insignificant. But when you get into Mexico, things drastically change where the boondocking opportunities are much, much less. Almost impossible to find when you get into especially mainland Mexico. So you can expect to pay around $10 a night for a really nice campsite, actually, with everything available in there.
Where you have amenities like showers and bathrooms, so it's worth paying that $10 and have a peace of mind.
All throughout Central America, the prices are very similar. When you get into Costa Rica, it gets up to around $20 a night for any paid campsites. The advantage of Costa Rica is it is much safer and there are a lot more boondocking places available. So you feel like you're back in the States and Canada again. So you're saving costs over there. When we average out our entire trip so far, we have come to notice that we have spent around $300 a month for just lodging costs.
Once a month, for 1 or 2 days, we always rent Airbnb just to do our laundry or just to get a break, or just if I have my cramps, I want to be in a comfortable Airbnb.
You don't want to be in a van with Sim when she has cramps. No.
That $300 budget also kind of includes our 1 or 2 days of Airbnb in a month. That's how we've been doing long-term travel, because we make sure we get those breaks every month for 1 or 2 days and be in a comfortable house. The next living cost is doing laundry. A lot of people wonder how we do laundry. In US and Canada, it's pretty simple. You go into laundromat, put some coins in, do the number of loads and get your clothes washed and dry. But once you leave US and Canada, the laundry is so easier. You go to these lavender areas, you can get a big load of laundry washed, dried, folded, packed, delivered to you within a day for up to $7. You do laundry 2 to 3 times in a month, you're spending $20 a month for our laundry. The reason our laundry bill is mostly so less is because Karthik is usually naked. He doesn't believe in wearing clothes. So we have very less clothes to wash.
Showers, that's something that you guys do not have to think about if you live in a home. But for us, it's a necessity, sometimes every 3 days. In US and Canada, showers are pretty accessible because you can take showers in local rest stops. They're called truck stops. And they cost around $10 for one shower and 2 people can go in them. So between me and Sim, it's $5 a person. And we were doing this around 3 times a week. Yeah, we're little stinky people. And it also costs a lot of money. Once you get into Mexico, this cost is pretty much zero because all the showers are included in the campsite cost that you're already paying. There's also a lot of free beach showers available to rinse off outside. I would say we have spent around $100 a month on just showers, the cost only decreasing since we left US and Canada.
Hi, I'm Everest. My food costs around $150 a month. Usually get a big bag and that lasts pretty well. I also get one shower and my nails trimmed for $50 a month. And lastly, I always lose my ball every time we go to the park. So my toys cost around $20 a month.
Our total living cost at this point is $1,350, but if you deduct the cost of Everest's food, that's $1,200 per month for 2 people, that's $600 per person, that's $20 per day in a month, which is not bad if it includes your food, lodging, shower, camping, and everything. So it's time for a quick location change because the last place got really noisy. So cut to the next place.
Moving on to the next section is our van related expenses. And the first and most painful aspect of van life, especially driving in a 1977 Dodge B200 44-year-old camper van, is gas. On an average, we spend around $600 a month on gas. One full tank of gas for our van is around $70. Sure, we don't fill up more than twice a week. That's kind of our threshold. And if we're needing to fill more than twice a week, that means we're driving too much and we need to chill the F out. The next expense is a fixed cost that is mandatory for every vehicle owner, which is insurance. This was a very, very expensive bill for us when we were in US and Canada, specifically because our car's from Ontario and Ontario has the highest insurance rate you could possibly think of. We were paying around $150 a month when we were in that region. Once we left the US, I paused my insurance straight away and jumped on board with the Mexican insurance, which was around $30 a month at that time. And as we were traversing through these other countries, the costs seem to be very similar. You can get insurance at the border if it's mandatory. My advice is to get the cheapest insurance possible, because if you do get into an accident anywhere past the States, most likely you're going to be dealing straight directly with the person involved. Next is maintenance. This is particularly very important for us because we have a very old car and we need to give it extra love. Every month we've set aside $100 just to make sure everything's working properly, which is still pretty low compared to some of the newer vans. Lastly, we drive through a lot of dirt roads and a lot of different terrains. This causes our van to be very dirty from the outside and inside. We are taking advantages of the cheap car washes in this part of the world. We are spending around $15 a month, and that's a cost that we've included into our monthly budget. The total cost comes out to be $745 each month to keep this van on the road.
Our next expense is the cost of traveling, which is of course the main reason we are living this lifestyle. The first cost I would like to mention is the cost of travel insurance. This is something we did not bother with when we were in US and Canada, but shit kind of went south when we entered Mexico, and that's when we learned it the hard way that we need a travel insurance. Right now we are signed up with a very premium travel plan. $150 a month for the 2 of us, which is $1,800 a year. It covers almost everything: sickness, a certain percent of prescription, emergency evacuations, and all this stuff, just to have our bases covered and have peace of mind. Because we are traveling by land, we have a fixed cost of border crossing. Again, that is not something every month. It depends on the times we cross into a country. It could be every 3 months, it could be every 2 months, but it's usually $50 to $60 to get your temporary import permit of your vehicle, which is like a visa for your car essentially. $10 to $20 for the cost of visa for yourself. But we have an additional cost of getting the documents for Everest, which is not applicable to you if you don't have a dog, but that can also cost up to $20 to $30 to get his documents verified. This bird is so loud. Hey, border crossing can cost on average of $100. The next expense is excursion and activities. This is the money we definitely don't want to cheap out on, because some of these experiences, like sliding down a volcano or hiking an active volcano or just taking surf lessons, these are one of the main memories you would want to retain in long term from our travel. This bird is So we do not cheap out on this, but we have a maximum cap of like $100 per person. If there's an experience that is more than that, we do not think it too much and just go for it. This cost will be so worth it. So altogether, I think our travel cost is somewhere around $400 a month. We are also making sure we are having fun and enjoying all the experiences out of this chapter. Cost for being a digital nomad, that means our work is functioning fully while being on the road. First of all, of course, there's a cost for using internet. We buy multiple SIM cards in a country, do local top-up plans. Since we entered Mexico, it's $60 a month. So we do $15 of top-up on a week. It can fluctuate. Some days we have more Zoom calls or our data gets consumed faster.
Yeah.
When we were in US and Canada, we were paying $200 per month in our internet, and that was not even unlimited data.
The cool part about this side of the world is that all social media apps are completely unlimited.
So basically, if you're just scrolling, they don't charge you towards your data. That's a really smart thing here in your data plans. We're still dependent on coffee shops, so that's our next big cost.
It is huge, but we justify this because we don't want to be sitting in our van all day doing work, and it's kind of like paying for an office space.
Yes, when you're sitting in a coffee shop for 6 hours, it's not fair to just buy one coffee. So we always do, like, of course, 2 coffees and then a juice or a snack.
Snacks, yeah.
So it's always like it adds up like $10 a day almost. So that adds up to $50 for 5 working days and $200 a month.
That is totally worth taking up, especially because all the coffee shops are dog friendly and Everest can sit in a much cooler spot during the daytime than inside our van being a hot dog.
Third cost for being a nomad is our subscription and upgrades that sustain this whole lifestyle.
Subscriptions mean everything that we have to subscribe to for online services, everything that brings efficiency to our workflow. So this would include Adobe, which is a huge one for us, so we can make videos like this. Adobe costs us around $30 a month. Next one is Google Drive. We have a 2 terabyte storage on it, which is around $13 a month.
Like a lot of our social media content is straight from iPhone, so we don't have to worry about losing any footage. I mean, it's a cost for being creative, so that's what it is.
The next is VPN, because we're always accessing public Wi-Fi's and we have a lot of secure data that we want to protect. So VPN is going to help us do that, and that costs around $5 a month. I also have another backup solution because we do shoot a lot of content and I don't want anything to be lost. I have an online cloud solution called Backblaze, and they cost around $7 a month. This is essentially the place where I upload much larger files. All the raw photos, everything goes straight into the cloud whenever we have good internet.
If you add all this together, our extra subscription and everything is around $50 a month. That's pretty much it. Those are our core expenses in a month divided into 4 sections, but we also have some splurge money. It's not monthly necessary.
It's so big enough that it can be broken down into
like 12
going
months,
into the other months.
Around $600 a year, which we distribute in different occasions throughout the year. So $50 a month in a separate bucket for the splurge money. That summarizes our total monthly cost. Let me add it for you. How much you think it is?
My ideal budget would be $2,000 a month on a lifestyle like this, but I think we spend more also.
As much as we would like to spend $2,000 a month between the two of us, $1,000 each, our bill, if we add up all these costs that we mentioned, it's $2,500 a month. So it's $1,250 each. That includes your food, accommodation, stay, work, travel, all of it, like your existence. If you're trying to follow this expense that we shared with you, you can tweak things around. You don't have a pet cost, you don't have a creative cost, perhaps you don't have to pay so much for a creative cloud and stuff, and reduce your budget to whatever you're comfortable with. But this is how we work, and this is our expense. But now, fun part is, let me tell you how much it costed us to live in Toronto, and then versus how much we are spending right now.
If we were living downtown Toronto, we were spending around $2,000 just on rent and electricity to just survive and be inside a home under a roof. $2,000.
I would say we were spending double the amount.
Easily. I think we were spending around $4,000. That's $2,000 for just the rent, $1,000 each for our miscellaneous living expenses.
Everyone would think that, oh, you must be saving a lot of money. But no, if you are someone who's living the van life, you already know. Right now, as we speak, our van is in the mechanic shop.
When you're doing this kind of lifestyle, a lot of unexpected costs do show up.
You have to be super mindful with your money. Make sure you're not going overboard. Make sure you're not being too cheap in the sense you're not enjoying it anymore.
Yeah.
Have a good balance. Have set goals. Do not stress too much. But like us, we just keep a maximum cap on things. Okay, we have hit this number, we're not going to do it anymore, right? And if you kind of follow this way of spending your money in living van life,
and you get to see different places almost on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing can beat that. But if you're solely trying to do van life just with the mindset of trying to save money, I think it's going to be a hard one.
we really hope this video was helpful and it answered all your money related questions. It's not the most comfortable topic for us, but for you guys, we did it. So thank you so much. Yes, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Thank you.
Welcome to our tropical jungle.